safe for children due to COVID. But there's something much more terrifying lurking in the halls of one school in Illinois. The Jane Addams Elementary School held its first ever after-school Satan Club. That's right, a Satan Club. The club is led by a local satanic temple. According to a letter released by the school superintendent, no teacher from the school were involved, and added that the club is allowed because the school is not permitted to discriminate against different religious viewpoints. But that isn't an isolated incident. Satanists are taking up cultural space all across America, like in the Illinois State House, where they successfully put up a statue of baby Satan. And you've heard of Comic Con, right? Well, there's a Satan Con taking place next month in Arizona. DrTaylor Marshall is a Catholic podcast host and best-selling author of Infiltration, The Plot to Destroy the Church from Within. Dr. Marshall, really great to have you on the show. Tell me what's happening here.
Well, we're seeing an infiltration, and we've seen those on the left, Antifa, Satanists, all kinds of communist agitators. There's a strategic element here. They want to take over public civil space. We see them reading at the libraries, sporting events, of course, the public universities, the colleges, high schools, and now in the elementary school. And this is really it's a flex. They're saying we are taking over the public space. We control the space. That means we control the narrative, and we have the power. So all of these instances of the Temple of Satan and other leftist groups, what they're really saying is kind of like street gangs. You know, they put their graffiti here and there to say this is our territory. This is what they're doing in our cultural space, and especially in civic centers, to show this is our power, this is our place. So I think we need to look at it from a cultural war point of view and see that this is really strategic and not isolated.
Yeah, cultural and obviously spiritual. There's a legal angle to this as well, Dr. Marshall, because they're using our own laws to achieve this, right?
Yeah, they're appealing to religious diversity. And what's odd about the Temple of Satan, if you look into them, they claim that they don't believe in Satan. They don't believe in anything. They believe in themselves. And so they're trying to qualify themselves as a religion. And then on that basis, they're trying to get all the rights that other religions, other churches, and other faiths enjoy in this world. And they're really using it as a mockery of Christianity, chiefly, to say, maybe all of these special privileges that religions get, they shouldn't have them, and by propping themselves up and getting Christians to protest them, it's sort of a reverse argument. And in a way, it is, you know, it is whimsically satanic. They're rebelling and perverting and inverting God and the church and what is true and beautiful and what is good.
Absolutely. So in Phoenix, where they're going to have this Satan Con, by the way, my mom lives in Scottsdale, where this is going to take place, and it's really upsetting. So many people, so many Catholics and Christians in that beautiful area. There apparently are groups of Catholics and Christians who are getting together to pray and sort of thwart whatever they're doing there in that the Satan Con. But what can Americans do, those who aren't in Scottsdale on that day, to pray and hopefully deflect that? What can we do as a culture, since you say this is such an attack on the culture?
Well, you know, Jesus Christ in the gospel said that certain demons are only cast out by prayer and fasting. So I think prayer, fasting, and I think just, you know, they're perverting and inverting what we should be doing. You know, if you're a Christian, if you really believe in God, you believe the words of Christ, you should be making an impact in the world. You know, Christ says that we're to be light in the world. So we should be taking up space. You know, we shouldn't be sitting back and letting them enter into this vacuum. We should be out there publicly praying, representing our faith. And, you know, they've also been attacking statues and crucifixes and 10 Commandments all over the country. We should be defending that. And we should be out in the public more so than them. They're a very small group. We are in the millions, the hundreds of millions. We should be out in public, and we should be promoting that which is true and the ideals and the teachings of Christ. So I really think this is a challenge for us to actually step up our game and be out in the public.
Great point. You're right on all points. Thank you, Dr. Marshall. Really enjoyed the conversation. Coming up,
thank you.
Disgraced lawyer Michael Avenatti